Hey everyone, it's Ms. Spencer. Today we'll be adding and subtracting whole numbers with regrouping. The objective for today is students will be able to add and subtract whole numbers involving regrouping across place values. Let's start by adding 3,278 and 854. We're going to start by writing these add-ins or numbers that we're adding together vertically. Notice that we lined up the place values. The 8 in the first add-in is in the ones place, and the 4 in the second add-in is also in the ones place. So we put the 8 and the 4 on top of each other because they're both in the ones place. Now we go ahead and add 8 ones plus 4 ones, which is 12 ones. We put the 2 in the ones place, and we carry the 1 to the tens place because 12 ones equals 1 10 and 2 ones. Now we can add the tens place. 1 10 plus 7 tens is 8 tens, and 8 tens plus 5 tens is 13 tens. So we put a 3 in the tens place and then a 1 in the hundreds place. Now we add the 100 plus 2 hundreds, which equals 3 hundreds, and 3 hundreds plus 8 hundreds is 11 hundreds. So we put a 1 in the hundreds place and the other one in the thousands place. Now we can add 1,000 plus 3 thousands, which equals 4 thousands. So 3,278 plus 854 equals 4,132. Now let's try subtracting with regrouping. We're going to subtract 625 minus 472. Let's start by writing these numbers vertically, which means one on top of the other. We're going to represent the first number in pictures. So we have 600, that's why we have 600 scrids, 2 tens, which is why we have 2 tens rods, and 5 ones, which is why we have the 5 ones cubes. Now we're going to start by subtracting the ones place. 5 ones minus 2 ones means that we're crossing out 2 of the ones cubes, which means we have 3 cubes left. So 5 ones minus 2 ones is 3 ones, which is represented by the 3 here. Now we're going to subtract the tens place. So we have 2 tens cubes and we need to take away 7 because there's a 7 in the tens place. But we don't have enough tens rods, so what we need to do is regroup from the hundreds place. We're going to rename 100 grid as 10 tens. So we now have 5 hundreds left, represented by these 500 grids and represented by this 5 here. And now we're going to draw 10 more rods. Now, if we added up all the tens rods, you can see we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 tens rods because we renamed this 100 as these 10 tens, and we already had 2 tens right here. So we have a total of 12 tens represented by the 12 here. Now we have enough tens rods to take away 7 tens. So we're going to cross out 7 tens and we'll shade in the other tens rods that we have. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tens rods. So that's why we're going to put a 5 in the tens place. 12 tens minus 7 tens is 5 tens. Now we can go ahead and subtract the hundreds. We have 500 grids here, and we're going to cross out 400 grids because we have a 4 in the hundreds place. We now have 100 left, which is represented by the 1 in the hundreds place. 500s minus 400s is 100. So 625 minus 472 equals 153. That's also represented here with all the blues that are shaded in. 100 with the 1 in the hundreds place, 5 tens rods, represented the 5 in the tens place, and 3 ones cubes, represented by the 3 in the ones place. Now let's try subtracting 2,384 minus 468. Make sure to line up the place values. There's a 4 in the ones place and an 8 in the ones place, which is why the 4 is on top of the 8. Now we're going to start by subtracting the ones place. 4 ones minus 8 ones. Well, we don't have enough ones, so we need to regroup from the tens place. We're going to rename 1 10, so we have 7 tens left. 1 10 equals 10 ones. So we're going to add 10 ones to the 4 ones we already have. We now have 14 ones. 14 ones minus 8 ones is 6 ones. Now we can subtract the tens place. 7 tens minus 6 tens is 1 10. We have 3 hundreds, but we need to take away 4 hundreds. We don't have enough hundreds here, so we're going to rename 1,000 as 10 hundreds. So we now have 1,000 left. 1,000 equals 10 hundredths, so we're going to add 10 hundredths to the 3 hundreds we already have, which is 13 hundredths. 13 hundredths minus 4 hundredths is 9 hundredths. 1,000 minus nothing, or 0 thousandths, is 1,000. So 2,384 minus 468 is 1,916. Here we have 1,405 minus 326. We're going to line up the two numbers that we're subtracting, one on top of the other, making sure to line up the place values. The 5 and the 6 are in the ones place, which is why the 5 is on top of the 6. Here, we're going to start by subtracting 5 ones minus 6 ones, but we don't have enough ones in our first number, so we're going to go to the tens place to rename 110 as 10 ones. But we can see here we have 0 in the tens place. We can't rename any tens, so we have to go all the way to the hundreds place. Here we have 4 hundreds. We're going to rename one of those hundreds as 10 tens, so we have 3 hundreds left. 100 that we renamed can be rewritten as 10 tens, so now we have 10 tens in the tens place. Now, since we have 10 tens in the tens place, we can rename one of these tens as 10 ones. So we're going to cross out the 10, and we now have 9 tens left. Remember, 110 that we renamed is the same as 10 ones. So we can add 10 ones to the 5 ones we already have, which we now have 15 ones. 15 ones minus 6 ones is 9 ones. 9 tens minus 2 tens is 7 tens. 3 hundreds minus 3 hundreds is 0 hundreds. And 1,000 minus nothing, or 0 thousandths, is 1,000. So 1,405 minus 326 is 1,079.